G'day one and all, and welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, another video a week later? Oh, who knew? I got a routine now. Well, I'm trying to anyway. I'm sorry if I skip a week or two. But anyway, so we're going to try to continue to do a video every single week. Okay, so today's video is about what you need for your horse. Now, this doesn't include tack or show gear, okay? So this is literally the basics that you will need for your horse, okay? So you can take this listing into consideration if you're buying your first horse and you don't know what to get. If you've just had a horse that is retired and you're like, oh, what do I need for the gear and everything? Like stuff like that. Like you could either use any of this stuff either way for those two, okay? So the first thing that you are going to need is a halter. So these come in different colors. You just have to pretty much look. If you want a specific color, you're going to have to go looking, okay? Horseland sells a massive range of halters, all the way from rope to nylon to braided to leather to like really expensive leather. So Horseland has a very nice range of halters. So does Super Horse Salary. Okay, sometimes you can get your halter and lead rope combinations. Those are always a good one. The next thing obviously you will need is a lead rope. Now again, these come in all different colors. You just have to look. If you want a specific color, you're going to have to look, okay? The next thing you will obviously need is a grooming kit. Now I just have Flynn's here. This grooming bag is from Super Horse Saddlery. Everything's fallen. Pretty much with these, with your grooming kits, it's nice to keep all your brushes nice and clean, so it's better to put them into something. So you can put them into a bag, a box, a step up, a tote, anything, just to keep them nice and clean. And make sure you clean your brushes regularly. Let me show you what you need inside your grooming bag, tote, box, step up, whatever, okay? So the first thing that you are going to need is a curry comb, okay? These come in plastic and rubber. You can even buy magic brushes. They're pretty much a curry comb. You can even grab the glove curry combs, which are the grooming gloves. But I have just a lovely little curry comb here, and it works just as well. The next thing you will need is a dandy brush. So this is just pretty much to flick away the dust and dirt. Again, some of these come in very different shapes and sizes, and they also, some have really long bristles while others are like a stiff brush. They'll do the job just as well. The next thing that you will need is a mane and tail brush. Now these ones are the most popular ones. I, for a very long time, was always brushing my horse's manes and tails with the bloody plastic curry comb, and I was just like when I found out. But anyway, these are like a hairbrush, but they're for horses obviously because they're massive, like they're almost as big as my face. Anyway, so yeah. The next thing you will need in your grooming kit is a hoof pick. Now, personal preference on these, a lot of people think that the ones with the brushes aren't as sharp as the one without the brushes, but honestly I prefer these because like when I pick my horse's hooves out, there's like a lot of mud and dust and dirt on them, and I just want to sweep them away. And I don't know, I just prefer these over any other else. But I do have a hoof pick just in case there's like a really stubborn rock or something. So the next thing you will need is your body brush. Now, there is another type of body brush which is called a finish brush. I'm pretty sure to most of you guys, correct me if I'm wrong with any of these, but body brushes are just to pretty much just go over the coat and just get all that extra dirt and dust that you miss from your dandy brush. And your finish brush, I'm pretty sure, again, does that the same, but it's a lot softer. But anyway, but honestly, you just need a body brush. It's just as good. And the last thing you'll pretty much need in your grooming kit is a face brush, okay? So just to brush down their face. I don't know about you guys, but my buddy boy Ringo bloody loves having his face groomed, and he honestly loves it so bloody much, and he literally waits for it because I brush his face every time after I pick his hooves as a reward for him not being a fool, pretty much. So, and he loves it. He honestly loves it. He closes his eyes and almost goes to sleep and everything. Okay, and obviously you're going to need your grooming kit, grooming bag, tote, step up, whatever. Okay, there's plenty of options out there. You just go look, and again, you can actually find your specific colors. Okay, so if you want a red grooming bag with red tools, go to Super Horse Saddlery. They also have blue, pink, and green at the moment, so that's pretty cool. I know Horseland also has their grooming kits with the navy and red, the silver and grey, the watermelon one, and this other one, purple and silver, that's it. And they also have grooming kits that you can, yeah, if you want the specific colour. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, you know what I mean. Okay, so the next item that you'll need is obviously, you need the lunge line. Now, this is not mandatory. I mean, you don't have to. It's just for a bit of exercise and groundwork. I mean, you can use your halter and lead rope, like that's no problem at all. A lot of people do lunge with a halter and lead rope, but if you do want a little bit more of space with you and your horse, I would definitely recommend getting a lunge line. What the f was that? Oh my god. Anyway, this isn't mandatory, but you can also get a lunge whip, which if your horse is being stubborn and not moving and lazy, then probably a good idea just to get a bit of motivation getting in there, hey? Again, you could probably use a crop if you wanted to, like that's just up to you guys. Lunge line, make sure you use them properly, okay? Don't go whacking your horse with it, because trust me, horses remember, okay? They remember. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, so the next thing that you will need is a feed bucket. Now, I like to use these as feed buckets. I know you can get them like way smaller, but honestly, I prefer these ones. So a feed bucket is always good. Saves you, if you want to feed your horse like pellets or concentrates, it's always good to feed them in this instead of on the ground or on the concrete or anything else. So grab them a bucket, okay? They'll love you for it. And I know Flynn's bucket is very loved because he likes to play with his after he's done eating. So following on to buckets, the next thing you're going to need is a water bucket. Now these aren't mandatory. These are really handy for taking to shows. But in saying that, every time I go to shows I use my feed bucket. But if your horse is in a paddock and it doesn't have a trough in it, good idea to fill one of these up. Now, this bucket here is 24 liters. Now, honestly, if I had this out in the paddock, I would pretty much fill this up twice a day. So one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and even at lunchtime, I'd still check to see if it had water. And just make sure your horses have fresh water and make sure the bucket is full to the brim, because your horses will drink a lot. If your horses are anything like like Abby, she drinks like the whole bloody bucket in one go. Like I'll fill it up, I have to fill it up twice because she drinks one bucket and the boys drink the other. It's like, she drinks a lot of water, that girl. But anyway, the next thing you are going to need is obviously a feed bin and a feed scoop if you are going to feed your horse pellets or anything like that, like grains or whatnot. So it's always good to put your pellets in a sealable container or like a bin or something with a lid. As long as no rodents or any rats or anything can get into it, you'll be swell. Also a feed scoop, it's also very handy to measure stuff out, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? I just have one of the screw barrels, which pretty much has a screw lid, so you pretty much just unscrew it and then screw it back up when you are done using it. So, and no rodents have gotten into that. So the next thing that you will need is washing gear. So with my washing gear, I have a sponge pretty much for the body and everything, but I really do like to use these to scrub in the shampoo. It's just like a jelly scrubber. So I thought these were really good, honestly. I think they're better than these to scrub in the shampoo and everything and get the product around the horse's body. But that's what I pretty much use. This is just, I don't know, I guess to get the horse wet or something. I don't know, maybe for the legs. This is from Super Horse Saddlery. It's a sponge brush. This is also a really good comparison to this. Okay, so these are the two things that I probably would use over this, but this is mainly, I'd use this for legs, honestly. I think I pretty much do use it for legs because the legs are sensitive and everything. And I also have a sponge, but I can't find it at the moment, for their faces, for their face. And the next thing that I have for my washing kit is a sweat scraper. Now there are two kinds to this. There's the plastic one and there's also the metal one. Now I prefer these ones honestly over the metal ones just because I believe they are metal. They're a little bit harsher in my personal opinion, so I'll just stick with these. And obviously you're going to need your shampoos and conditioners. I would use your shampoos for the horse's body and the conditioner for their mane and tail. The next thing that you will need is a medical kit. I'm sure there's many kits out there for horses. Just go look up one of those videos. I do have a medical kit here, but I hardly use it. The next thing that you're going to need, now this applies for summer, and if you live anywhere in a hot climate like Australia at the moment, you are going to need these things, okay? So if your horse has white on its face, I definitely suggest getting some sunscreen. Now I just got the filter back here, sunscreen and antibacterial cream. I use this on Flint's nose, just so he doesn't get burnt pretty much from the sun. The next thing I do with summer, being summer gear, I put a fly hood mask thingy on him. Now this one is from Cool Coat, obviously from Horseland, so it's got the bug eyes, it's got the detachable nose, and it's also got the ears. Now this one is probably the best for value, honestly, fly mask that I've seen. Again, I haven't used it because obviously look how bloody clean it is. This is just, that one's a backup just in case he wrecks the fly mask that he has on now, which, trust me, is not as good as that one. They're just really basic fly mask that I have on them at the moment. They did have noses, but they like rubbed them off, so oh well. But yeah, so it would be really awesome if Horseland sold like the detachable noses. Just in case like my horses wreck that, unless I have to get a whole new fly mask then, but whatever. So you're going to need that. You're also going to need a summer rug. Now this one's kind of folded up at the moment and I'm too lazy to unfold it. So sorry, but yeah, you're going to need a summer rug. So pretty much going on the theme with the Cool Coat, Horseland has a bunch of Cool Coat options. You've got your normal rugs without the neck, so you got your combo rugs with the neck. You got also your horse hoods. You got your towel bags. You got the Cool Coat Airstreams. There's a bunch of rugs out there that you can possibly use, but at the moment my horses have the Cool Coat rugs on. They are absolutely filthy at the moment, but they have held up pretty well. I'm pretty sure the only rug that didn't held up well was Abby, and that's because she's a destroyer of rugs, and Ringo because Flinny ripped his rug to pieces. Yeah, I'm talking about you bugger. He's just like, but Mum, he was annoying me. So anyway, okay, the second last thing that you will need is a winter rug. Oh my god, it's been sitting in the sun, it's so hot. And I touched the buckle and, whoo, spicy. So you'll need a winter rug. Now I definitely would wait for sales in summer and vice versa with summer rugs in winter. Only because they do have all of their massive sales pretty much, weirdly at those times. So if you're going to wait to buy a winter rug, wait until the summer. If you're going to buy a summer rug, wait until the winter. You're going to be using this to clean your brushes, you're going to be using this to wash your horse down. You can get multiple buckets for different things. I know I have a bucket for washing up, I have a bucket for washing up the brushes, I have a bucket for cleaning tack, and I also have a bucket for washing the horses. So I have 3 buckets. It's a lot of bloody buckets. And some of those buckets are looking pretty sad at the moment, I'm not going to lie, but they haven't broken on me, so I'm still going to use them. With the theme of summer, it's always good to grab some fly spray. This one, I freaking dropped it. Are you kidding me? You're also going to need your bloody fly spray in summer, because at least some sort of protection from the freaking flies, because I don't know about you guys, but here with the flies, It is actually stupid. So get your fly sprays on. We don't like buying really expensive fly sprays, so we always like to make ours. So at least we know what's kind of in them, but still sometimes it's just good to go back to the normal fly sprays. If I'm willing to spend that bloody amount of money on bloody fly spray. But anyway, and that's pretty much all you'll need for a horse. Honestly, it's not that much. And honestly, buy 2 of everything. Go doubles on your halter, your fly mask, and your summer and winter rugs. Okay, get 2 of those, because I don't know about you guys, and if your horses like destroy buckets constantly, I'd get 2 of them as well, just because you have a spare. Because I know, I've been there, my horses have broken their halter and I haven't had a spare halter, and I'm just like, what do I do? So my horses now have 2 halters, 2 rugs, and unless they break theirs. Because again, Abby, oh my god, Abby. When Abby shredded her rug into pieces, I was like, my girl, this is not the day for it. Anyway, I had to go buy her a rug the next day, and she was absolutely filthy. She was really good the previous day. She was so bloody clean. I haven't seen her clean in that long, but the next day, I don't think I've seen her that filthy in that long. But anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I'm pretty much going to say. So if you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful, I hope this video was helpful, but if you enjoyed it, give it a good old like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.